If I asked you the question, what's the single greatest thing to spend your money on, what would you say? And whether you said food, the latest iPhone, a car, new clothes, those are all wrong, because the greatest thing you could spend money on is in fact skills. Skills are like permanent buffs to your character. Once you have them, you can't lose them, yet they increase your potential and the quality of your life exponentially. But skills are easy to pick up, but hard to master. Chances are, whether it was a sport, martial arts, an instrument, speaking skills, social skills, or any skills, you tried picking it up, but you found that either A, it was boring, or B, you didn't make any progress. Over the years, I've picked up many skills, and this isn't to brag, but I believe that skill forming is something that I'm very good at, and also skill forming is a skill in itself. So whether you want to impress your friends, live a more fulfilling life, or to achieve great success, here's the Asian secret to achieving mastery in any skill. The first thing is to leave the fairy tale. Not everything will be fun and games. The general standard kind of message that's being put out these days is do what you're interested in and only do it if you find it fun. And the thing is, this is good advice for the average person. So if you want to be mediocre, average, take this advice. Do you think that the masters of skills, the best boxers, the best YouTubers, the fastest runners only did their thing when it was fun? They all wanted to quit at some point. They found it boring. They weren't happy with the results they were getting. But regardless, they stayed on the path of mastery because they knew that it wouldn't always be fun. Yet they pushed on, and that's what led to mastery. Because if you stop every time you reach a plateau or you feel demotivated, you'll never make progress. As humans, if we stop at a plateau, we're just going to sit down there, set up camp, and never want to leave. So throw away the belief that you're only going to do things when it's fun or it's easy. Because if you want to achieve actual progress and mastery, you'll have to be willing to work through those times where you don't feel like doing it, but you do it anyway. Because anyone can do something when it's fun, but the real mastery of skills comes when you do it even though you don't want to do it. After all, what we're trying to find is not a hobby, but a skill that we want to get good at. The second thing is active practice and feedback. What's the single best way to learn boxing? To read books? To watch YouTube videos? No, it's to put on gloves and go punch something. And so if you want to pick up a skill, you need to spend time actively practicing it, actively doing the thing. There's an experiment with two groups of photographers. One group was told to take a picture every day for 30 days, whereas one group was told to study up on photography and all the aspects and then take one photo at the end of that month, and then each group was compared to see who took better photos. And the group that took 30 photos every single day did better, simply because of the fact they spent time actually doing the thing. The mistake that people make is that they try and perfect everything in their mind because they're scared of failure. And we've all heard it before, failure is okay, failure is good for growth. But really think of it this way, you need to standardize before you optimize. You need to put hours doing the thing before you try and make it better. If you want to get better at boxing, you get better at boxing by sparring with other people and getting hit in the face, because then you know actually what to do, instead of learning all the theory online or by reading books. Because when you fail, you're getting instant feedback, a jab in the face, your smoke alarm goes off when you're trying to cook. And this is so valuable because you know instantly what you did was wrong, and then next time you'll find better ways to improve it. And this brings me to the next topic about feedback and why it's the greatest way you can improve. The best way to get feedback is to get feedback from a person who's already proficient at what you're trying to learn. And this is the best way. That's why one-to-ones are expensive, but they're arguably worth it, because every time you do something wrong, they're going to tell you feedback about what you just did was wrong. And after a 1 hour session, you'll have 40, 50 different feedbacks you'll have received in that session. You get instant feedback tailored to you, and next time you'll be one step closer to fixing it. But you don't need someone else to do it for you. Every time you do something, you can get instant feedback for some activities, as I mentioned, but also make it a habit so that after everything you do, and if this is something you genuinely want to get good at, you write down what went well and what you do better next time. And I always hated this, I get it. You have to put in extra time reflecting and it's boring. But true masters always look at what went bad and what they can do better next time. If you can't find at least one thing you're going to do better next time, you're doing something wrong. And the third thing is consistency. And I've said this word so many times that you're probably sick of it. But really, consistency is the most important thing. If someone does 10 minutes of boxing every day for a year, and someone else does 10 hours a month for a year, the person who did 10 minutes a day is going to win every single time. James Clear in Atomic Habits talks about if you feel like skipping a day, which is inevitable, it will happen, and you end up only doing 1 minute that day because you felt demotivated. That's still infinitely more valuable than skipping it. But why? Why is only doing 1 minute infinitely better? Because it's only a minute. Surely it doesn't make that much of a difference. It's simply because of the concept of walk slowly but never walk backwards. When you do that 1 minute, you're making sure you stay in the same place you were as yesterday. So even though that 1 minute seems very small, you're still making steps towards your goal. Very slowly, but still steps. This is very similar to recall, which I cover in the learning guide. When you recall for 1 minute every single day, you're not making progress, but you're not going backwards either. No one likes consistency because it's hard, yet it's the thing that will get you the skill, that life buff. So are you willing to put in 10 minutes every day for something that could act as a stepping stone and get you to that next level? At the end of the day, everyone wants to be able to master a skill. Whatever that is, social skills, editing skills, the piano, or your pool game. Just close your eyes and imagine yourself being the best at something in the world. It's great, right? And now you know that with active practice, feedback, consistency and time, and discipline in sticking to that one thing, even though you don't want to do it, you'll be on that track to mastering any skill and getting those permanent life buff points.